It's turning it on right now.
Oh, it
Turns it off and
hasn't turned me on. Hasn't got it.
you're good.
Can you hear me now? Yes, you can. Hi, everybody. Thanks for y'all showing up. We don't have a quorum yet, so we're going to wait a few more minutes before we can't really do any business. Can we can't even go with consent or anything. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that. Let's get started. I have two people who've submitted cards for public comment. If there's anyone else that needs a card to sign in, let us know. All right, first up, Catherine Kurzweil. I didn't get it right. Kurzweil, Catherine Kurzweil. And there's a microphone over here, and if you would state your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Catherine Kurzweil, and I live in Tallahassee, Florida, on FSU student housing. And I wanted to thank everyone who's here today who's in support of the Historic Harms Amendment. I think this is a very important amendment because Tallahassee has a long history of injustice, and we see the impact of these injustices today. As a FSU student, I see that it's very apparent, how our bus systems work really fast, how there's multiple bus stops, but when I try to go to or from Frenchtown, it's not really the same story. And other places, low-income places in Tallahassee, Florida, maybe the sidewalks aren't as good, and not too much attention is put on it as much as FSU. And I just wanted to say that, our county has the money and the resources to make substantial change in local Tallahassee communities, and I would like to see these funds go back to the people of Tallahassee. I also wanted to talk about a historic harm that I was reading about a little bit today, and it's called Smoky Hollow. So Smoky Hollow was an 85-acre land, and it was a community in Tallahassee where black people lived and found community after Jim Crow laws and segregation. And it was said to be a vibrant community in urban Tallahassee. But in 1957, Appalachian Parkway was built right through the center of it, and it displaced a lot of people. It also happened to be highly contaminated and toxic for its residents because there was a 10-acre landfill and gasification plant that poisoned the air and water, making it uninhabitable, and no money was given to the people who wanted to relocate to save their lives. So this begs the question, where are the families of the people who lived in Smoky Hollow, and how can the county ensure not only that this never happens again, but the descendants of these families are compensated for the harm that their family endured? And that's why this amendment is so important. Imagine how much we could uncover about Tallahassee history if county staff looked into stories like these, and imagine how many families would get the justice they deserve. Tallahassee is a significantly black city, and Leon County is a significantly black county in the Black Belt South. And black and brown people built this city and are a vital part of our laws, and our laws need to reflect that. That's why we need to add historic harms to our ballot. Thank you.
Thank you. Your timing was perfect. All right. Next up is Thomas Spears.
Madam Chair. The last speaker.
I don't see why you can't comment on it. Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead,
All right.
please.
First of all, thank you for coming in and giving your testimony. I call it testimony because you're talking about something that is very, very important and historic, and it obviously is touching you in a way that gave you I guess just the courage to get up and talk to talk about it. I don't know if you spent any time over at John G. Riley Museum, but they've done significant research on Smoky Hollow, and in fact, there's a monument dedicated to it, and quite a lot of history that's already being told. Our firm donated significant dollars when we were when the city and the county were actually doing the research and trying to do something significant to acknowledge it. So I would suggest to you that if you haven't done that, you should go over to John G. Riley, and there's a lot to learn about Smoky Hollow. One of the most fascinating things about it is how it got its name. Do you know that? So, you know that. So, because it's low, it was one of the lower hills, or lower than the hills, when the citizens would cook their food, which was being cooked outside because they didn't have the ability to cook inside. All you would see on in other parts of Tallahassee was the smoke coming up from them actually cooking outside,
From the hollow.
and that's how it got the name Smoky Hollow.
Right.
So, thank you.
Yeah, it's a great place to visit. And your firm has done a ton to support the Riley House over the years.
Thank you. And I'd like to report that my microphone doesn't work.
We had a good voice. I heard every word. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Another famous resident. If you've ever eaten famous Amos cookies, famous Amos from Tallahassee, Florida, came up with that recipe, and it's gone worldwide since then. From Smoky Hollow, Tallahassee, Florida.
Right. I mean, out of that very area, I mean, Althemisa Barnes and the Riley Houses, they've really become known statewide for really expanding historic knowledge in so many ways, not just Smoky Hollow, but the history in countless ways of this community, and been a leader with the other communities having similar organizations and programs too. So,
And I think our
Yeah.
committee member, Mr. Pittman, donated the conference center to the Riley House Museum. I want to thank you for that as well.
yeah, nice. Can't vote on that, but we will. That's good. Thank you. All right. Yeah, Mr. Spears, you're up.
Sure. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thomas Spears. I live at 32303. I appreciate those comments. Yeah, I didn't know those particular things. I'm also speaking, of course, in favor of the amendment. It seems as though this body has a pretty united approach towards this amendment to push it to the county. So I think it'd be important to talk about some of the places that need the kind of attention. And I also would want to speak about Smoky Hollow. The little bit of research that I did, probably things that are already well known, that there was the gasification plant there, and there was a landfill. I didn't know particularly till I did that research. It ended up becoming a Superfund site, and the first environmental investigations did not happen until 1985, and the final, like the official declaration that it was clean was not until 2019, what I saw in the EPA. That is pretty insane. And so what I think about what this amendment can mean is, what was the county's role in making Smoky Hollow the location that people in that situation, of course, thinking, to avoid the anti-DEI laws, why people in that situation had to go there. Now, of course, it was very close to downtown. The city did those investigations, but the county may have played some roles. Whatever kind of things that I can find, or any one of us can find online, doesn't even really matter, because the true power of this amendment is that the county staff can find that information. They have more resources. They have access to whatever kind of county files are available that aren't maybe not are available to the public. And of course, if this is part of what their job would be, they would have the time to go through and do that. So, and there are potentially dozens of other locations around the county, inside and outside of the city limits that need this kind of attention. So that's the primary things that this amendment really needs to be passed for. So I hope you all vote in favor to go to the third meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We do have a quorum here now, so I'm going to drop back to our consent calendar on the agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes of
Move
last
consent.
meeting, please? Thank you. Pardon me?
I'd move approval of the minutes.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and second to approve the consent calendar and the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, no. Thank you very much. I don't know that we have any more public speakers at the moment. No, we're good. All right, take it away. Thank you.
Good evening, committee members.
Is this on? Okay, perfect. All right. As a quick recap, at your public hearing last month, the committee considered the draft language for your proposed charter amendment addressing adverse community conditions related to historic public policies and governmental practices. As shown on the screen, the proposed amendment includes three primary concepts: establishing a periodic community impact assessment to evaluate adverse community conditions related to historic county laws, policies, and practices, requiring those findings to be made publicly available, and requiring the Board of County Commissioners to publicly review and respond to each assessment during a board meeting. The full amendment language is provided as attachment number 1 in your materials. As you'll see in attachment 1, the draft includes a couple minor revisions resulting from the county attorney's legal review. These revisions are intended to improve clarity and consistency while preserving the committee's original direction and intent. I'll briefly walk through each of these changes, which are also reflected up on your screen. First, the initial draft used the terms periodic and recurring interchangeably. For consistency, the proposed language now uses the term periodic throughout. Second, a minor wording change has been made to replace the word or with and to clarify that the assessments would address county laws, policies, and practices rather than or. Again, these are just technical wordsmithing revisions only and do not alter the substance or the intent of the proposed amendment. These revisions are also summarized in your materials, but we can provide any additional clarity as needed. Lastly, as a recap, up on the screen are the ballot title and language previously approved by the committee. As outlined in your materials, the committee will have the opportunity to review and, if desired, further amend the ballot title and language during the third and final public hearing on July 30th. That meeting will provide the committee a final opportunity to ensure the ballot language reflects the charter amendment before your final approval. So with that, we're provided the options for you today up on the screen, and I'll hand it back to your chair to get you started.
Thank you, Nikki. Beg your pardon. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Mr. Terry.
Just a real quick question. If you go back a slide, I just want to make sure that the use of recurring versus periodic in this particular case is the appropriate use of, or what was intended, since it was changed to periodic in the other.
So this is as you approved it at your special meeting. If the committee wants to amend that to say recurring or periodic, or
If you go back one more slide, I just want to be clear that I'm asking an example recurring. And we did it again in section X, or you see it in section X2. We crossed out recurring and put periodic. I'm just asking if in the slide that you just showed as the language, does it matter that it's not changed, or is that the appropriate use of recurring in the other amendment language?
I would
Go ahead.
I would suggest consistency in the language. So if you're going to change it to periodic in the charter amendment language, that you use the term periodic in the language in the ballot. Yes.
That's what I'm asking.
I would recommend that change.
Thank you.
So when we make our final decision at the final meeting, we can, I guess, go ahead and discuss that if that's what we want, if we want to go forward with periodic, which, yeah.
Go to
Yeah.
the next slide. It may just be a typo. Is that supposed to be a question mark or a period at the very end?
Well, the question on the ballot is, shall it be?
No,
So which is,
no, at the
is that
end
what
of the paragraph, after practices, governmental practices. Should that be a period?
it's a question.
because it is
Oh,
the
yeah,
question on the
that's
ballot
on
is,
the-
shall we
I
approve
got you.
this? Yeah,
Okay.
right. Is there any other discussion of this, or we have plenty of time, and any thoughts on it?
I had a process the question.
Yeah,
but,
Mr. Hurley?
So I don't think this is going to have any problem leaving. It is on, but I guess it's not on. So I don't think it's,
Oh, I heard it when you.
okay. Okay. So I just want to make sure that this passes the county commission. And I asked at the last meeting, when was the last date we could possibly amend anything at all? And so then it was said to be July 30th, so the next public hearing. And so just to confirm, if one county commissioner said, we want to change it from just one word somewhere, would they be able to do that at the county commission? Okay. Okay. So, Leon County Commissioner Bill Proctor appointed me to this body, so I don't anticipate that he's going to have problems with this language. And I can't do the mental math quick enough to see if we have every county commissioner represented here, but I would just encourage the members to bring this specific language, the long form language, in front of the county commissioners individually to make sure, because we could, if any of them have any issues, we can make those changes at the next meeting.
Do we have a date for the county commission meeting that they will, August 17th is the one, okay. So before then, because this material is available to them now as we move along, but yeah,
Well,
good idea.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I meant that if, let's say, they wanted to change anything, we'd have to do it before the July 30th
Or you're
meeting.
saying,
Yeah.
right,
So I just want to make sure that all the county commissioners.
yeah,
have-
I hear you.
Yeah. That's all.
Right, and as one of the staff members mentioned, even though, I mean, we have one more public hearing, and some people might just be putting off coming to talk to us until the very last time for various reasons, so we still have a ways to go on this. So, is there any other comments or questions? Thank you all for being here. I know it's a lot. And for the staff, gosh, everybody's been great setting us up in such a professional and great way. Thank you. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Oh, no, you need an option.
What do we need?
Oh, I'm
A
sorry.
motion on.
You know what? We need to vote on this just to get it going. I'm always ready to get us out the door.
Well, approve option.
Keep thinking we're still just talking. So just move it forward, basically.
Option one.
Pass option.
Option one.
Move on.
We need a motion.
Yeah, do I need a motion for, but just moving
I so
one
move.
more step.
As a minute.
Motion's been made and second for option one. All in favor?
Aye.
Against, no. Thank you very much. Motion passes unanimously.
As a reminder, your third and final public hearing is scheduled for July 30th, same place, same time. And again, the board's public hearing will be taking place on August 17th. And we'll be gearing up for Election Day on November 3rd.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
I would not, I'll be out July 30th.
They've done it without you.